Yo! What is up, chat? What's up, Xarch? How you doing? My bad, I was muted. My bad. Alright, wait, we need to find some music. Hold on, hold on. I love Sonic music. I'm so about it. Lock in. Ooh. Yo, Aquatic Ruin? Yo, what's up, Josh? What up, bro? Wait, I might run some Aquatic Ruin. This is a fire song. Yo. What is up, y'all? What's up? We got 5 viewers in here. Okay, okay. Let's go. Tell your friends we back up. Tell your friends get in here. We're talking about New England Mail. I know it's been a little bit since the actual podcast. To get in here and talk a little bit about what's been going on, what's happening, and have some fun too towards the end too. Actually, let me fix this agenda real quick, y'all. Let me fix this agenda real quick. Let's put new gay plus a little higher here. Let's do that. Boom. 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 Okay. So we might as well just get into it. Wait, what do y'all think? Can y'all hear the music even? I just realized. I don't know if y'all can. Might not be able to. Hold on. I just realized that my desktop audio was not sending anything. Hold on. No music? Okay, okay, okay. Let me lock in. Let me lock in. There we go. Y'all hear that? Oh, hell yeah. I love this. I love this theme. When did therapists start doing live stream? I think it violates the. That's wild. That's wild. Also, what's up? What's up, Coffee? How you doing? All right, there we go. We actually have music. Wait, it's very low though. Let me. Sorry, y'all. I am not a streamer, as you know, perhaps. Okay, how does that sound? Does that sound good? Does that sound good? What's up, Ren? What's up? Is the music too loud? Can it, does it make, what are y'all thinking? What are we thinking? We sound good? Okay, okay. Yes, yes. All right, y'all. Well, welcome to the LA mini podcast. Welcome, welcome. So we've done one of these in the past, but yeah, what did we do in the past? We did the last one we did hot takes on, yeah, I think we were, I forget what we were talking about. It was just like general hot take. I think it was just a hot take one. So we will have hot takes later for sure. But I wanted to start doing this mini podcast because I've realized that, okay, I just love talking. cue the get splaining gif, I'm sure y'all know this. I love to yap, right? I love talking about New England, okay? And Nick isn't always the most available, And also, you're a low-key number one yapper, dude. I low-key am. High-key, high-key. And Nick isn't always available, he's a busy guy. And he's also like not. I think the New England podcast, it has its own thing. We do what we do. I think every 3 months or whatever, and I think it works well. But we can't cover like the really little things. So I wanted to try and cover some of that stuff today. And I don't know how often. I think I might just do this weekly low key because like the summer's kind of stacked, and so just a little bit of context, right? So I won't be as around like end of August, early September because I'm starting law school, right? So I'm going to Roger Williams. I've talked about that before, and it's gonna be. I just like won't be super available. Um, to do stuff. And so I'm just thinking, I'm starting to go back to tournaments again. I was like kind of on a hiatus for a little bit. I was low key retired for a little bit, and so I just figured, I have some time. I might as well just do these weekly if I can, and we can talk about it. And there because there's stuff happening every single week, so I might as well, while I'm around, while I have some time, I might as well do this as long as people want to watch it. So tell your friends, get in here. Also, I mentioned hot takes, right? So for the hot takes, the way that we do it on this stream is I really want to get people involved through just like audio recordings. So send me an audio recording of your hot take. We'll play it later. I don't know how long. I think I'm going to try and keep these to like an hour max. So not too much time, but you gotta send me an audio recording if you have a hot take, either for the sticker showdown or or just New England in general. So send that. All right. Hot takes just sounds like rage baiting. Yes. No, that's a vibe. That's a vibe. That's what we want. That's what we want. Okay. So that's with that out of the way, kind of an introduction to what the mini podcast is going to be, right? Let's just get into the locals of the week. Okay, we might as well talk about these. So I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. Um, let me see here. Have this other scene here. What if I hold on, chat? Hold on. Video capture. Here we go. So I might have to go to this scene for like stuff like this because it's you guys are gonna have to see my screen. So also banger, by the way. Hold on. All right. So let's pull up the. So yeah, I wanted to go through the locals. I mean, we might as well. We have a bunch of stuff going on, so we might as well just go through the locals of the week, talk about what's been going on, give a brief overview. There's always stuff happening, so let's do this. Let's do this. Let's see. Window capture. Here we go. Boom. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about these locals. So what was the first local this week? NGP? Right? Do we have anything Monday? Here to criticize every single one of your opinion? Okay, Isaac. All right, bro. Look, at the end of the day, we all need someone to be there, to really keep us grounded, So I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Oh my gosh, I already got an audio recording from somebody. Yo, send the audio recordings. I'll send the hot. Let's go through these locals. So yeah, so what do we start with? Was there anything on Monday? Bumps was not this week. Was there bumpers this week, chat? You talk about the Montreal tournament? Ooh, I might actually. Okay, if I can get through these quickly, I'm down. I'm down. We can do that. We can do that. Actually, if there was there a bumpers? Oh no, that's on Perry, right? There was May Flash Monday. Ooh, wait, we gotta talk about May Flash Monday. We have to talk about May Flash Monday. Hold on. No, I'm so down to Flash Monday. Run by some goats. I gotta say, this is a sick tournament. I'm about it. I'm here for the online tournaments. So thank you, Sunwood. Appreciate it. All right. Well, okay, we can talk about the Montreal tournament. Fuck it. What was it called? Montreal Summit. What was it called? Isaac. What was this tournament called? Timeout Camping. Let's get this. Let's get this. Let's get this. Oh wait, no. Why is it not pulling up, dog? All right, yeah, send the link. Send the link. All right, well, while that's happening, we can talk about Main Flash Mondays. So this is a new tournament. I think it's awesome that Talia Sunlu is putting something together. I think net play brackets are always awesome to have. Change the 2025 to 2026 in the. Okay, clutch. Okay, we're there. We're there. Okay. So I think it's really cool. Of course, I'm a net play fiend when it comes to tournaments, obviously. So good stuff to Sunlift for getting this together. But the funniest part about this tournament has got to be uh Regex, right? I remember watching Noah play and Grant. So who entered here? Oh, wait a minute. Yo, Love Shack beat Sidward's Luigi. This is wild. This is an upset. Okay, Ashwin took one game off T-Vet and then T-Vet DQ'd. I don't know if that's a real DQ or anybody knows. But yeah, I think this is cool. I love stuff together, and I think it's cool to give people an outlet on these days. I also think this will work probably better because there won't be bumps on Mondays now. What did them Skittle do? What did Ezra do? Ah, that's tough. This is a tough loss right here. But Seth beat. Oh wait, this was a Seth Extinction event, chat. This was the Seth Extinction. That's what it was. Honestly, fuck Noah. This is a Seth Extinction event. Winning 3-2 over Oshrin, good shit. It's okay, we got some reviewing. Okay. Beat Kelix, I have no idea. But King Poi was a solid one. And obviously Oshrin was a good one. But yeah, so Noah, I remember I was watching the stream a little bit, and I think, yeah, he got cooked by Spooky. So good stuff to Spooky. Losing on FD twice is tough. No, and there's no excuses. But at the same time, this might be this. This was actually a this was like what was going to come later. This is something that is kind of indicative of what might happen later in the week. We'll get to that. We'll get to kind of what I mean by that. Obviously, the folks that knowers know. Got it? Yeah, I found it. What's up, Eddie? Yo, Eddie. Yo, Eddie, why are we low key goaded with the stick? Why are we low key goaded with the stickers, bro? But yeah, I mean, nothing much to say here outside of Noah kind of got cooked. Why was Spooky was a low seed here? I feel like I would probably see Spooky too. Maybe it was for matchups. I don't know. Something Chandra. Yeah, right. And so we'll see what happens. 1 second. I want to see if we can find not just 8-bit Sonic. Let's see. Here we go. Get some Crush 40 in here. Hell yeah. Oh, we're still back. Okay. Yeah, so not much else to talk about, I guess, with Flash Mondays. I think it's a cool tournament. I love that Talia's putting it together. So, well, good stuff to her, and I hope it goes really well. I hope it, yeah. Beast mode. I think it's awesome to have a tournament. Okay. So let's keep going. So we might as well talk about. Wait, what was the. Sorry, I didn't see the chat. Ren the Shift's notably winning doubles from Japan? Wait. Here? Is this you? Hold on. Who is Red? You didn't see the stream? What happened? Red Fiery Power. Okay, I don't know what this is. I don't know what you're talking about. My bad, Ren. Wait, Ren, are you in Japan right now? I forget. You must be, right? Or are you going? Oh. I see. Wait, dog, it's late over there, no? Or is it the morning? I have no idea. Okay. It's 8 a.m. Okay, cool. Well, good morning. So, yeah, with Case of Mondays, Mayflash Mondays out of the way, let's get into Montreal Timeout Camping, which had 2 singles events for some reason. I don't know why I don't know we had. It's funny to have 2. Why not just do like a 2-day event? Why just do like a dual, like one, part of the bracket on the 18th and then the last part on the 19th. But whatever, more melee. So I guess we can talk about the first one, which, well, okay, I have to say, New England dominated here. I gotta say. Gotta. Oh, I'm back in Japan on Tuesday just visiting friends. Oh. What about Pokemon? What does that mean? Dude, New England dominated. We won teams and we won both singles events. That's just, honestly, maybe Montreal just ain't shit. I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. But, Abel, Zach putting together a really great bracket, just absolutely wrecking everybody. Obviously, beat Ben. That's a great win. Enk, I don't know that much about, but I know that they're good. And being banned from day 2. Oh, I didn't know that he was banned. That's interesting. Okay. I'm Michael, by the way, is a great win. Squid is a great win. This is just an amazing win for Zach. And look, okay, I know that look. I know on the actual podcast I said that Cuckfest was a big win for Zach. Come on, guys. This is a big win for Zach. Let's be real. Like, this is huge. You're beating two, or I guess if you want to count Ben, like, I would say I Michael, by the way, and Squid are like 2 top 100 caliber players, if not top 100, like top 100 level clearly. And then Ben is like top 100, I don't know, 25, maybe 25, 150, you know? Kyle is here, so this tournament is stacked. Like, this tournament is stacked. Crumbling, like, oh my gosh, wait, this tournament is actually stacked. I forgot. And of course, Isaac's here. Come on. This is a good win for Zach, okay? It's going to be mentioned on the podcast. And Nick's going to ask for details, and he might be upset. When I put Zach top 5 in New England, there's going to be some problems. He beat 2 Falcos, 15-1 on. Look, man. That's just how it goes, dog. That's just how it goes. And then we have the second day. Well, actually, did anything else happen in the first day besides Zach just crushing? Squid made the huge run. Ben didn't really do anything, so whatever. Dirty, yeah. Who the fuck is Dirty Dig? Who is this person? I've literally no idea. Was this Squid's Yoshi? Do we know? I don't know. Not New England, so I don't care that. But let's go to the second day. And you would think if the person who won the first day event is banned, you would think that the person who got second place would win. You would think that the person who got third place would actually play and win, but no, actually that's not at all what happens. Yeah, unfortunately Isaac kind of got the unfortunate bracket here, Squid. Right in Montreal, everybody was drunk at the event except Isaac and Zach. Look, man, take it up with the refs, man. I don't know. That's just who cares, man. I don't know. I don't know. Look, I don't know, man. I watched that grand final. Squid looked like he was locked in. That's all I'm saying. But in this day 2, Isaac actually gets. I don't know who Shadow is. I think maybe this is a Fox player. Michael, by the way, was complaining about it. Oh, I see. Shadow might be a Fox player, maybe. But this is a good bracket for Isaac because when obviously Squid loses to Ben, and then Isaac has just I don't think he's lost to Ben in the last 6 sets. I'm sorry, Ben. This is tough. This is a tough matchup for you. And look, I get it. I'm one for tough matchups. I understand. But Isaac locks in, closes it against Ben. Again, another monthly win now under Isaac's belt over a New England PR level player. He did it this season before this one, where he won the UMass Amherst event, or the Safari over Ben, and he's done it again. So Isaac's here to tell y'all that he's a New England PR player. Mainly me and Nick, who make the podcast rankings. So I've never won a monthly in my life. He's just better than me. True. Wait, honestly, we're spinning. So, yeah, well done, Isaac, and then Squid. This was a bad. I don't know if Squid. This maybe was a Yoshi. Maybe Ben can confirm. I have no idea. But tough tourneys. But New England comes out on top. So good stuff to New England. Well done. Love to see it. Let's keep going because again, I don't want to spend too much time. I only want to spend about an hour on these mini pods. So let's move on to Game Plus. This was Tuesday. So, oh wait, no, I did January. Oh no, that's June. So this was a sick event because this had like everybody. So for Mass, this is like all the strongest players are here. The only piece of people we're missing is like Danny's not here, and Cool Slice isn't here. But you got some of the strongest players here, and I tried to ping people to get here because this was my first like tournament back from kind of my hiatus from weeklies for a little bit, and I wanted to get people here, and it was stacked. So, Corey, JD, Ben, myself, Younger, Coffee, Green Stash, Nick is here, Noah's here. That's a stacked event. That's like right there. That's like nine really strong players at just like a random nine like New England PR level players at a weekly, which was really awesome. So sick. Oh yeah, I this was so tragic for JD, unfortunately. But yeah, it was cool to have everybody here, and then of course, outside the New England PR players, um, you got Owen, of course, you got Kruger is here, Gambit, who I have a little story about Gambit, and Brandon is here, obviously. So stacked. But the story of this tournament, I gotta say it, the story of this tournament is the one and only Ashwin Chandra, Bleop, who just absolutely demolishes Noah Regex. And the really interesting thing about this, right, is that so Noah does just not lose to Spaceys. Like literally, it's they are just his best match, straight up. Like obviously he's good at other matchups. Don't get me wrong, but his best matchups are Spaceys. Like I'm sure he loses to top Spaceys when he goes out of region, but generally speaking, these are the matchups that he just does not get upset in, right? Streets say that was the best Regex ever played. Streets are saying that. This is true. Maybe this week was indicative, or Regex developing a bit of a Fox problem. It's weird, right? Because he just doesn't lose to Fox. So, like, I know he lost to Spooky. I get that, for sure. But in New England, he does not get upset. So, in the past year, the only Spaceys, as far as I know, that have beaten him. I don't even know if it's 6 months. I think it's more than that. I don't even know. I can't remember the last time he lost to somebody that wasn't Max or myself and Ashwin on Tuesday. Like before that, not Eli hasn't done it. No, for sure. But still, Eli hasn't done it recently. Um, Project isn't going to tournaments. Slox got destroyed. Eli beat him at Nestle finals. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that was like a year ago. Yeah, okay, yeah. So the point is, Noah doesn't lose the spaces in New England outside of like a very like just a handful, right? So, and then not just that, right? Like he loses to Ashwin, but Ashwin is also like you gotta. I love Ashwin, right? But like this is a couple tiers lower of a player, right? Generally speaking, I think we can agree. And like Ashwin's getting good. Don't get me wrong. Honestly, he could be building a Massachusetts PR campaign for this season with this win. But I would not have guessed it would be Ashwin's first New England PR win. Like I think we can agree, right? If we had to guess, let's just look, right? Like if we had to guess on what Ashwin's first win would be of these 15 players, right? Because New England doesn't have any spaces. Still though, like the fact that it was Ashwin, right? Think about it. Like if it was okay, if it was JD, right? I would be less. It would be less of a big deal. Like for sure, it's a big deal, but it'd be less of a big deal, right? But the thing is, this is Ashwin, who's like I can think of like 20 other spaces in New England that are at Ashwin's level. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Andrew? Like 20 spaces I can just off the dome think of that are just on the same level as Ashwin, and I wouldn't have guessed that any of them would be Regex, right? So it's a big win, obviously, and like if I had to guess if I had to guess from these 15 players who Ashwin would be first, like I don't even know. Probably so. the experience. So you have to think our Austrian's experience. If you go back, is Falco players, but Eddie's really good against that matchup. So like maybe you could say Eddie maybe because of the matchup, but Eddie's really good at that matchup. So I wouldn't have guessed Eddie. Golden actually, I'd probably say Golden, or like actually Golden's a really good answer because Golden lost to Lavender. I love Lavender's amazing, like she's amazing, but of not that the same tier as Jack, and um Jack lost to her like a year ago. So I'd guess Jack. I'd guess fuck even me. Like I'm not very good at the Ditto. Like it's probably one of my weaker matchups. I just don't play it that often. So like probably me or Jack. I would say, but like I would not have guessed. Noah would be like on the last row. I would even guess David before probably. You know what I'm saying? So the point is, very good win from Austrian. Outside of Austrian's event, some other stuff here. So this is my first event back. I kind of got cooked. It is what it is. I did have a competitive set with Max, but it is what it is. The JD set with Tor was good. Go watch that back. Oh, is this on a new controller? Okay. Um, my set with Owen was kind of sick. It did like Owen just SD'd on the last stock, but it is what it is. Did you just say you would guess David before? I would, yes, because like dog, dude. Do you know who else went Game 5 with David Andrew? Um, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the player. It's the Fox player from Maine. No, from New Hampshire. That like she like doesn't play anymore. I forget her tag. Oh my god, it's like I'm back at the 1,000 players. I don't remember her tag. Something. She's a Fox player. She went 5 with David. Jill. That's right. Jill. Yeah, Jill Maine. Yeah, right. So like, my point is like David. It's weird. He kind of punches like he plays to people's skill level, in my opinion, a lot of the time, especially in New England, and like he just clutches it out. But the point is, like, I think he just loses a lot of games. Noah just doesn't lose games like that. He just doesn't. Just not. He just doesn't do that. So, um, so yeah. Outside of that, this was I got Devin, dude. This Devin run was sick, right? Look at this Devin run, right? Um, so Moop. So first of all, loses round 2 to JD, and then beats. Oh no, that's Ben. And then yeah, so Devin beats Ben into Owen, into Max, into Nick. Right, big run from Devin, and I gotta say, I'm gonna say it. I think that like sneakily, Devin is the like second best player in Massachusetts right now. Sneakily, right? Like I like or like just the yeah, because like sneaky number 2 because like I think Alex is probably number 1 right now. He just doesn't lose or get upset, but like Devin is just beating everybody. He's up on me. He's up 1-0 on me. He's up like I think he's up on Noah this season slightly, or at least they're even. Um, he doesn't get upset. So Devin's really putting it together, and I think it's awesome because he was on a bit of a hiatus last season. He was doing like work and stuff, so it's really cool to see him come out and put something together. So yeah, that's all I got to say for. And I want to keep moving if we can. This is an awesome tournament, and I'm going to be going to this weekly because it's I'm trying to support Mass. I'm trying to be back a little bit before I have to just like fully be gone, basically. So go to NGP. And then we got Wednesday. So Wednesday there was One Up, and then there was the B Dubs event. So we can talk about One Up first. I think this is a smaller tournament. We might as well talk about it. Again, y'all, if you have hot takes, we'll talk about it. This is probably going to be a longer portion, the longest portion of the week or of the pod because we're going. And I might try and edit this a little later too. So One Up. Oh wait, no, this is the wrong One Up. Oops. Watch out for me Tuesday 7:14. All right, bet. Let's go run. So it's One Up, smaller One Up. What happens here? Ooh, okay. Yeah, this is the only upset this tournament. Oh, I guess Blip Blip over Rex is impressive, but I wouldn't consider that like a really big upset. Salty over Tarkus is a big upset. I gotta say, no one's gonna talk about it. I probably should have put something in the chat, but this is a big upset. Salty's a great player, but Tarkus is like Rhode Island PR player. or definitely, yeah, Rhode Island PR player, quite good. Usually goes in big runs here and loses to Blip Blip. I wouldn't, that's not a bad loss necessarily. Blip is good, but Salty definitely like upset for sure. So this is a cool win for Salty. I know Salty's kind of been down in the dumps a little bit about Melee, so good stuff. And then Alex is cool. Good stuff. No Danny here, unfortunately. And I think, unfortunately, one of took a hit because a lot of people were at the B Dubs event, right? So let's talk about B Dubs 126. So this was a bigger event. Happy birthday, Thomas Ferrari. It was on that Wednesday. He turned 21. So people were buying him beers, buying him shots. It was cool. And he was super into it. So happy birthday. Welcome to the 21 Club, Thomas. Um, so yeah, so I mean, I gotta say, I think I did pretty good this term. So this is my second tournament back, obviously, and I felt pretty good going into it. I do pretty good usually against Edgeport. He did get me the last time we played, but I was excited to play. I thought I was playing good, and I low-key kind of RD Obama. True. Hey, look, we're going through the week, man. Going through the week. I probably should have lost this set, but Port messed up an edge guard, basically SD'd. So we take those, and then in Grant is interesting because this is the first time Port went box against me in game 3, and I won, but it was close. And so he said he might start going Fox again, so that was cool. Outside of my run, what else happened here? Seth over St. Solid win. Oh, the Burn win over Yifu. At this point, Burn is doing pretty good against Yifu, punching up, and I think Burn's really starting to cement herself as like a really solid threat in doing, which is cool. She's obviously like one of the biggest grinders, so it's awesome to see. Brandon beat Stacy Stepdad beat Jordan at this event. Jordan doesn't usually lose these. I think there's a reverse 302, and Brandon went Sheik. So good stuff to Brandon lose any Falcos. Hey, look, that's sick that you got her good enough. And then Avery did beat Oshwin. So this is where I'll say it. Like it's hard for a player that like makes a big upset like that to keep the momentum, right? Because you got more expectations on yourself. So I don't blame. This is not like Avery's a good player. Like Avery's solid. I wouldn't consider this like a bad loss for Oshwin. It's hard. You have expectations on yourself, and then Oshwin goes game or Avery goes game 5 with Jordan. So, and then losers, I got to shout out Noah. So, not Regex. Noah is a player from Pennsylvania. I found out that goes to Maine, plays Peach, and just beat Love Shack, and went game 5 with St. Isabel. So just randomly, Southern Maine has like another solid Peach player now. We convinced them to go to events, so they joined the Discord, and hopefully we'll see them at more events. So that was cool. And yeah, that was B Dubs. Cool event. And then Thursday, there was 2 events. We had Melee at Retro Nights. So this was a smaller event still, but it was cool to see Cool Slice and I love people going out to Worcester to support this event. I wish I could go out more, but it's not always in the cards. Thursdays are tough for me. But it's cool to see that Owen went here. I think pools were not too like different from what I expected would happen. I did find out though from Alex Pool Slice, since Owen so positive. Oh, interesting because as far like Alex was telling me that he beat Owen with Mario. I don't know if it was both sets or just one of these sets. And he also told me that he's gonna like start using Mario as a legit Falcon counter pick. I think he was saying that like he thinks Fox doesn't do very well, which is just unreal statement to say. And like I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't know if he was joking, but he told me in DMs. I'm kind of leaking it. He was like convinced that Mario is like the truth. So I don't know. I don't know if he was. I don't know if it was both sets or one of the sets, but hey, look, he's trolling for sure. Owen would have told me if he went Mario. Oh, are you sure? Okay, maybe he is trolling. He is trolling. He might be. I'll message you. Either way, something Alex would lie about, probably. Probably. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I guess now that you mention it, but he told me it was Mario. Maybe it wasn't. Either way, Cool Size still kind of he doesn't really go to that much outside of Worcester these days, but still dominant over there. So good stuff to Alex. And then we had Hog 1010. And looks like Arn won this event pretty solidly. The interesting win here for sure is the upset. Crick over Weewa is very impressive, I would say. I know Crick a little down in the dumps about Melee right now, and this is a big win. Super cool to see that. Takes a win off Lottie too. Very impressive. Speed's going Falco here. I don't know, Eddie. Do you know anything about that? I have no idea. I didn't even know that he had a Falco, but cool to see. Weewa wins the run back against Crick, but still, well done from Crick here. Maybe could make a push for CTPR potentially. Could be interesting to see a Samus player. As we know, Crick is the greatest Samus player of all time from Connecticut, and it looks like Arn cleans up. Oh, and Weewa over Lottie. I just didn't even realize this, but yeah, this is an upset too. So good stuff to Weewa. Man, Weewa was kind of good shit to Weewa. Really makes the comeback in losers, and then Arn closes. As we know, the local New England PR player at this event. So good stuff to Arn. And then yeah, Fota is happening today, but obviously we don't, who is there? Who is going there? All right. I'm gonna look at these signups real quick. Dude, why does Perry not just put this at the top? This is like, I feel like they should know. I might mention this to them, but they should realize that like if this should be. Oh, it was on the homepage. All right, whatever. I wasn't looking at the homepage. Might be. Okay, 20 entrants. Somehow Fotai coming out as, I mean, not even coming out. Fotai's always killing it with their entrance. Cool. Oh, they got 64 today. Okay. Yo, what up, Alex? How you doing? All right, David's here. Primer's here. Primer's back. That's really cool to see. Mint obviously is always here. Oh, Nick's here. Okay, let's go, Nick. Moop, Owen, Johnny's here. Let's go, Johnny. Okay, it should be a fun event. I wish they fucking streamed it. You know? Yeah, this is Oliver's last. Oh, that's a good point. Oliver's last photo. I believe he's moving to Florida. Sad to see him go. Yeah, decently solid photo. I think they do a great job with their entry. I wish they streamed it so we can watch, but it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, so that is the locals of the week. I guess we can go into Mass Madness. That was our next up on the agenda. We can talk about Mass Madness real quick. So this is the first Mass Madness in a couple months. And how many? Oh, they don't have the entrance. Come on, surely we can have the entrance up. Come on, Shay. It's literally in less than 24 hours. All right. Well, in any case, I guess we can't. I guess I just can't talk about it. There's no entrance. But I guess we can talk about a little bit. I think I saw Tommy isn't going anymore, but I imagine it's gonna be stacked. The Sour Dojo. Is this your? Are you going to this tournament? Is this the Japan tournament? Oh, it is. It is. uh, why does it say May 2nd? Who was here? Oh, it happened. Who the fuck is Jay? And why did they beat Skurza? Oh, it's on Perry. Oh, it is on Perry. Wait. I love Jacob name, if that even is your name. Alright. Here we go. Okay, 21 attendees a little lower, but I'm sure we'll get to 30. I'm sure we'll get to 30. Alright. Yo, Motorbug 1C, let's fucking go. Ran over Cadence, but lost to Skurzo. Oh! Yo, good shit, Ren. Is that Cadence as in, like, Cadence who ran, like, only noobs? Okay, okay. All right, yeah, this is stacked. Even though it's kind of lower attendance, we got Tori, Arn. Okay, Artie's here. Alex, are you going to this? Alex, why don't you go to the fucking one of these, man? Where you at, bro? Where are you at? I can't go because I'm going to my nephew's 2-year birthday tomorrow. I can't go. Okay, don't blame me. All right, I can't be there. So, um, Tori Arn already. Happy birthday, thank you, Ren. I'll definitely give him your regards for sure from New England Melee. So, Tori Arn already. Who else is here? Devin's here, okay. Nick's here, okay. Eli's here, okay. Hengo's okay. Solid, solid. Looks like New Hampshire's really no David, no Alex. Honestly, is this a sneaky? No, no, no. Is this a sneaky Devin dub? Hold up, hold up, Devin dub. Wait a minute. I'm just saying. Massachusetts has yet to win an event, a Mass Madness. It's been like 8 years, guys. We need to win. Okay. And Devin is, I mean, if Alex is gonna go, Devin's probably our best bet right now. That's doing as what like on a heater right now of a run in terms of events. So could be cool to see. I guess some other cool matchups could be like Hengos. Henry could make some big up. I think Henry. I could see Henry beating Eli. I could see Henry beating. Ooh, Artie has already beaten Artie. Figured out a few things. I'm sure he has, Ren. I'm sure he has figured out a few things in the matchup. uh, yeah, I think this will be a cool event because usually when Henry goes, it's a bigger Mass Madness, and like we never get to see like. Okay, wait. I think. Hold on. I want to make sure I get Hengos's pronouns correct because I'm pretty certain that they have recently changed. The pronouns have recently changed. So let me see. Hold on. Yeah, yeah. Okay, she. All right, yeah. So she's a beast, and I think it could be sick to see her get more like runs at some New England PR players because it only ever happens really at Prodigy, where like the Prodigy events is always like a couple New England PR players, and then this Friday, Fafternoon Fox with your host Gan Electron of Yari. Yeah, I guess, man. What's up, Lucas? Good to see you. So like the only types of chances that Henry really gets is, Prodigy when it's like two or three New England PR players, and then Henry's like usually the 4 seed. And then she gets some chances against them and has beaten Artie this season. So she is putting in a good resume for Mass PR potentially. And like at a Mass Madness where it's a little smaller attendance, you could see her getting chances against Eli, getting chances against Nick potentially, like Devin potentially. I could see some of those upsets happening. It could be cool to see. So Henry, I would watch out. Sneak one, and Devin maybe sneakily winning. Could be interesting. Could be interesting. All right. So yeah, this more Mass Madness. Man, this is like someone could totally steal on this win at this event, unless it gets stacked. But no, gotta win for the birds. Yeah, no Max here. Where's Max at? Not going to Mass Madness. If you know a good work starting with F to meet the Monday morning North vibes, let me know. All right, bet. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Friday, I don't know. F is stuff. F is stuff. Okay, so that's Mass Madness. Not much else to talk about. We might as well move on to the rest of the agenda. Um, boom. Gotta fix the. Hold up, chat. Hold up. Boom. Okay. Oh, we got new game plus two. So I guess I can pull up the start GG for that. Hold on. Uh, yeah, new game plus June 30th, y'all. I will be there. I hope to see a lot of people there. It's the third annual running, I believe. They've done it the last 2 years. So that's cool. Let me pull this. Where is the link for this? Okay, here we go. Also, how's the music? Y'all hear the music? Camera frozen? Oh, it is shit. I hate that. When I change scenes, it just like this. There we go. Oh, you don't hear music? Bruh. It's been playing. Oh my god. Is that better? Hold on. There we go. Okay. Can y'all hear music now? Surely, right? Here's the decibels. How's that? Is that better? Alright, so New Game Plus. Oh, it doesn't have all the entrants, so maybe it's not. But this is cool. I gotta hype it up. Go to New Game Plus, go register. Again, it's our third year doing it, so it's really cool to see them put together. I think this is. Oh, okay, no, they fixed it. All the proceeds go to the Trevor Project. Also, the really cool thing about this event is we've been really hyping it up at the Pride events that we were at Boston Pride and Providence Pride. So I'm sure we'll have a lot of new players there. Please treat them well, y'all. We're probably going to try and get, like, I imagine they're going to try and get them on, like, free-for-all events or some free-for-all, like, setups. So we'll see kind of how that goes, but please go. Hound, yo, what's up, dog? Hound, the Vermont player that doesn't go to any events, dog. Where you at, bro? Where you at, dog? Come on, dog. Everybody's been trying to like. You were hyped for a little bit and didn't go to any events, bro. Come on, go to stuff, dog. College is a lot. All right, I get you. I get you. We'll try and get you at the Arcadian, dude. Dude, I'm sure we could set up. I'm sure we can like set up a fund to get you to come to the Arcadian. It would be so sick. It would be so sick. So hit me up, bro. We can figure something out. We can get you here. I've done it for VeggieTales when I got him here for Star League Finals. So let me know if you want to come through the Arcadian or like a Mass Madness or something. Dude, he plays Falco, Ren. He's a dude. Okay, Ren, you don't know about this. Count as a Grandmaster Falco player. Like he's actually so beast in Vermont. He's from New York. Moved to Vermont for college. That's what I'm saying, dude. I think he's in the Falco Corps. I think that the Eddie added him at some point. No, he's a beast, dude. He's so good. He's so good. And all of his clips. He's got clips on his Twitter page. Go check it out. Much love to Pound, dude. You gotta go to events, man. We gotta see you out here, bro. Where in New York? I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah. So New Game Plus, come through, y'all. All the proceeds are gonna go to the Trevor Project. Super. Should be an amazing time. Love that they're putting on this event as always. Okay. So that is all for I don't think I need this scene anymore. So let's go back. Fix this when this video capture. Okay. All right, y'all. So that's it. Now we can get into some of these other things. So next up, we got Root. I think there's we got like another 20 minutes I can burn here. So Roots, I wanted to talk a little bit about because it's pretty huge. It just got announced like a week ago, and New England is a big part of it. If you don't know, so like there's basically the way it works is they've been asking us not to call it the the wait, what does it rhyme with? The word that rhymes with bit and starts with C. You know, we've been asked not to call it that. So it is a league. It is a league. You know, which is cool to see, and it's like all across like the East Coast, which is awesome. And there's like so many different regions. I want to say tri-state. New England, obviously, Tri-State, I believe, NDVA, and I think like the South, but I think it's split up maybe like Florida, Georgia, and maybe like North Carolina or something like that. I don't actually know the full region. If Isaac is here, you might know it better than I do. But New England is going to have flagship events, y'all. All the regions are, and our first one is already announced. It's Melee at the Elm, which is in a couple weeks. So go to that if you're interested, and you can get points. The other really cool stuff that's going to be, more of it is going to be announced as it goes. But there's going to be, you don't have to go to the flagship events to get points. So that's all going to be announced like in a video and everything. I don't think I'm leaking anything by saying that. I hope not. But so you can go to, well, all that stuff will get announced. But the point is, I believe in total, they're going to have like 70 to like 96 people that are going to be invited to go to this final event in Virginia. So it's cool to see that New England's a big part of it. We got a lot of our leadership that's involved with it. Like I'm involved with it, but I'm gonna be less involved when law school starts. But like Moop's helping with that. Shave Exoskeleton's helping with that. Um, so really cool to see that happening, and cool to see that we're a big part of it, and that they're getting people involved. It's awesome. It's all like Jorge reached out to me about it like a couple months ago, and I was just like, "Yo, this is awesome." So go support it. Go to the events if you can. I think it'll be really cool time. So that's Roots, and then finally we can get into some of the more, fun things to talk about. We got the sticker showdown. So, uh, there's a sticker thing happening. The sticker poll happening in New England Melee General right now, which I wasn't like super tapped into today. I wasn't like paying attention that much, but somehow four stickers of me top 8, which is wild. But it's really cool. Beckman put it together, and I guess this is the chance for people to join the stream and cape for their, if you have a hot take about it, or cape for your favorite sticker. Jacob, I know you sent me something this for the stickers, or is this a normal hot take? Let me just message you. I guess I can. Rapture is so good. Rapture's really good. Yeah, send your hot takes, y'all. Send your hot takes as audio messages, please. There is always stuff to say. I know people got stuff to say, so message me. Doesn't mean we can play them. Player stuff. I'm just waiting on Jacob to tell me if this is. I don't want to hear it beforehand. I want to hear it like raw, having not heard it before. Other hot takes, I'll send one. If not, send me something. I don't have. I really don't have that many at all. I just have Jacob right now, so send me something. Let me step out. All right, bet. I appreciate that. Well, I guess okay. Yeah. Jacob told me it's normal New England Melee stuff, so it's not about stickers. So I guess I don't have a hot take about the stickers. But if anybody I'll give y'all a minute to join in. Send me something about these stickers. Ren, did you send me a hot take? Is this about the stickers, or is this just a normal New England Melee thing? Thank you for the follow, Lucas. Thank you for the follow, Mary. Appreciate y'all. NEM one? Okay. Well, I guess I can just briefly talk about the stickers a little bit. 'Cause I think it's pretty funny, and I think it's cool that Kevin put this together. We might as well give it a little bit of the time of day. So right now, the top 8 is Genstinction, Council. Well, it's Genstinction versus Council. That's one. That's like one half, or that's one part of the top 8. The next one is Rapture versus Uppies. The next one is I'll Be There No Matter What versus Free CRT. Like no matter what versus Free, and then Conflict Outside Hog for some reason versus Genstinction. So it's a stacked line. Like these are some great ones. I think it's really funny that I got on there 4 times. I don't know. Look, I said it in the chat. I did not. I wasn't. I'm just living my life. You know, like the council one. I just like. I was like, I thought this was really funny. You know, I didn't really think that much of it, but it became a meme when fucking Nage made it. Like, you know, is Marth really rated? And then the Uppies thing was just a photo. Like it was just a photo of everybody at Shine 2023. I just like everybody putting their hands up. I don't know why mine specifically got like I think it's just funny. Get what was that Gensplain? Gensplain was just like I was just talking. And just like this that wasn't even from the that was from the Star League trailer, but it was just like a take that didn't make the final cut, and Motobug like flipped it. You know what I mean? Genstinction is just like, look, I just love saying extinction. I'm not trying to be a meme. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to. I'm just living my life, and people like make me. I don't know. I don't know. Eddie, same thing. I gotta say, Eddie, and I are similar in that. You know, Eddie, I hope you're here. Like the Rapture thing. That's Eddie just does like the like before or between stocks. He'll rub his hand on his leg and then he'll like usually look up. And it just so happened to like work with the cut, which is so funny. And then outside of Hawk for some reason, that's just I don't think Eddie was trying to be Falco or whatever, but it worked out so well. So it's just really funny. And then we got the free CRT is such a fun. I think it's really cool that they made it after like redeeming itself. That's like an iconic one. And the no matter what is like such an amazing sticker. It's like easily it's got to be up there for like if you might not know anything about Roy, and it's still so good. So it's a wildly stacked lineup, and go vote if you haven't voted. Go vote. It's in the thread. It's in the thread in the general channel. So go check it out. And with that, I guess we can move into our final portion of the mini pod, which is New England Melee hot takes. We can start with Ren because Ren said this wasn't really a hot take, but you know I want to keep the hot. If Jacobs is the hotter take, we'll keep it until we'll keep it second. So let's get into this. I hope that y'all can hear this. Let's see, this is from Ren.
Hello again. This is Conflict SSBM. My hot take is our lack of good species in New England is like why our region is not as good as other regions. And I think we would be much better if we had more like top level species, particularly Falco, because I think right now the foxes just kind of run over, like the good foxes feel like they can kind of just run over everyone because they no one to keep them in check. All right, goodbye.
Okay, I think this is a good take. I do think this is a good take. I don't know if the foxes feel like they can run over. First of all, there's not that many foxes. Let's be clear about this, okay? It's like before JD came in, it was basically just me, right? And like I wasn't even really running over that many people. Okay. But you're right. Of course, if there was more species, if there was Falcos, some more like predators for sure. And then like I kind of took a break for a little bit, and then JD comes in, right, and is clearing at NGP doing very well. But at the same time, like he is losing to Devin regularly, he's losing to Alex and Tori regularly, and Noah, you know. So it's not like JD is really doing anything like JD and I have very similar resumes, and we're not like running over, I would say, anybody. Really. Um outside top 5 are kind of beating everyone. Um I guess. I mean, I guess, but there really just aren't many. That's the thing. It's like I don't think Cool Slice. Who says like Alex just doesn't go to enough, so we don't know. So it's really just me and JD, but we don't even have that much data. Like, so I guess I hear you. I do agree that us not having enough spaces is problematic. Like, Tori's it's one of Tori's weaker matchups. It's one of David's weaker matchups. But I would say it's one of Nick's best matchups. It's one of Noah's best matchups. The Falcos, I do agree there'd be more Falcos would be better. It would help out, the Foxes because we're not very good against Falco generally. JD is actually very good. I would say I would love to see him against Eddie. Um, but JD has been clearing Eli. I guess they've been going back and forth. But so Jay's good against Falco. I am improving, not there yet. I will say this, okay? I money matched Eddie. Okay, that money match was not in, or that one. I thug finals with Eddie last week at Hog. That was not indicative of my play against Falco. Okay, I gotta say it was not. Like I was commentating for 4 hours, played no melee. Like I played a little melee before the bracket, commentated for 4 hours, played no melee between that. Had no warm up. Eddie had just ran through the bracket, or he had just run through the bracket. Granted, he did lose to Lottie. Point is, he was warmed up. Okay, like I got cooked. Okay, of course. And also, I'm rusty. I hadn't played in like a month and a half. So I am getting better. I'm getting better. Okay, see me in bracket. See me in bracket. What, dude? See me in bracket, bro. See me in bracket. But you're right. I think we do need more spaces for sure, and that's why it's cool to see Oshrin grinding. Oshrin's one of the homegrown foxes that like really coming up. So it's cool to see him getting through. All right, and then we'll move into our last hot take that I have, folks. Send anything if you have anything before stream ends. But this is from Jacob Duham.
What's up, Electro Boy? Longtime listener, first time caller. My question pertains to NGP,
Yep.
as especially in recent history with the two free plays shutting down and other locals receiving sparser attendance, NGP has really become like the one premier competitive local in New England. And my question is, do you think that is a good thing that we just have one local that everyone really pays attention to and cares about? And if so, why is that? Or if not, what are some tangible steps we can take to remedy it?
Ooh, okay, this is a great question. I'll say this is a great question, great take. So, first of all, it's not the only flagship local. Like I would say, not how to take as much as a question. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. So Fotai. First of all, I gotta shout out Fotai. Okay, Fotai's getting 20 plus entrants, basically, like 15 to 20 plus every week. And David's going, Nick's going, Tori doesn't really go, but Ember will go sometimes and Jack will go, right? So like Fotai, I do think is decently stacked, especially for being up in Nashville, right? Like it's not easy for it to get a lot of people, but it does get the New Hampshire rights to go. So that's cool. I would say Hog is the other flagship for sure. Like to me, there's three flagships: is NGP, Bowtie, and Hog. Hog has been lower in numbers, like, but only in like the last month, really. Like before that, it was averaging a lot of people, like 15 to 20, just like Bowtie. So I think it could just be like a dip for now, right? Like I know Lottie's been talking about how the CTPR doesn't go. So my hope is that will change, and Hog will get back to kind of normal. And I think that the other thing is that it's the summer, right? You have to remember, like it's the summer. School is out, like it just got out, right? So like people might also just want to like enjoy themselves, and maybe they're on vacation, maybe they just want to chill. Like it's a tricky time of year for melee in general. Granted, NGP is still stacked at getting people, but I can understand like why some locals maybe don't get that. And then outside of those three, like I do think the other locals are doing fine. Like one up yesterday was an odd one. Sure. Usually that also gets upwards of 15 people to go, but a lot of folks were at B dubs. So one up is decent. It's not always stacked, but like I think that generally our premier locals are getting like 20 plus on average. There's a little bit of a dip with Hog, but when that normalizes, and then the other ones are getting like 10 to 15, which I think is fine. I think it's fine. I do think free play Taunton shutting down is unfortunate. It was kind of that surprised, to be honest. Tuesday's a tough day. Like you are competing with NGP, and One Up is right there on Wednesday, so it's just hard to convince people to go to both, right? And if they're gonna pick one, they're gonna pick One Up because it's always more stacked, probably. So that's a tough one. I think I would like to see a. So to me, I think Rhode Island really is like premier local is Stonefest. Locals, yeah, Stonefest is awesome. It's great. It's great to see that. It doesn't count for PR. I don't think Ren wanted it to be, and I don't know if Peter will next year. I'm not sure, but that could help. That could be something another one to balance things out potentially. But yeah, like I think to me, the Rhode Island scene is really best suited for monthly. Like I think GGRI is perfect, and I do think that it's unfortunate that it's not always every month. Like I think they've had some off months, especially because of the venue has had some issues. So to me, it works perfect because they had weeklies before, but which was against because I asked Ben Regs so two, it would actually affect anyone. It's not count plus the revised, but yeah, fair, totally fair. I yeah, that makes sense to me. It's no problem. But like because the problem is you are competing One Up, right? Which is always going to have a lot of people every week. And Rhode Island had a weekly like they had what was it called? Multi-Shine. And Multi-Shine was stacked back in the day, but in these days, like it's just harder to get people to go to a weekly in Rhode Island. People are a little spread out. It's also just tough to get into some of the areas in Rhode Island, like especially crossing the bridge from Southern Mass. It's just tough. So I think monthlies work very well for Rhode Island, and typically those GGRIs get like 15 plus people. Sometimes they're really stacked. Sometimes we're talking like 20, 25 people. Danny's going, Eddie's going sometimes. Like Isaac's gone down there. So the Rhode Island tournaments do get stacked. I think I really don't know if a weekly is the move down there. I would need to there needs to be more of a discussion with the Rhode Island folks. But I think the monthly works very well, and I think that maybe the venue needs maybe. Hey, look! At the end of the day, sometimes you're right. Like sometimes the venue you gotta move venues. I don't know what Drew thinks about that. But sometimes the venue's having issues, and there's a want from the community that maybe finding a new venue could help, right? But I think GGRI is great. I think monthly works very well for that. So something to think about. And then, yeah, I mean, I think the reason why, I guess, to answer your main question, which is why is NGP so stacked, I think NGP is just first of all, it has the name recognition, right? So like people think about the event in a lot of in this historic way, right? It's built on so many different venues. Like think about those chairs. I mean, maybe not those chairs exactly, but those areas. You can see the camera. Like a lot of really historic like New England Melee figures have like sat down in those. You think about Crush. You think about like Tiramisu. You think about like uh, Joy Boy. Like all these really solid players have sat in like those very not seats, but those same areas as we did, right? So it's very historic. It's built on a lot of historic meaning and value. So that's one thing. The other thing is that it is just kind of a really good spot in terms of where other strong melee players are at, right? So like Noah lives in the area, Max lives in the area, um, JD lives in the area, right? Ben lives in the area. Devin doesn't exactly live in the area, but Devin is like similar to me, like only lives like an hour away, and like you can maybe even less than that, depends. But if you take the T in, like it's not that bad. So like it's it's the heart of Boston. You're gonna see a lot of the good Boston players like going there, and that convinces Tori to go, right? Alex, of course. Oh my god, I completely forgot. Alex also lives like right there in the heart of it, right? So it just is. It's whereas like Connecticut, like how many people live in Wallingford? Like of the Connecticut PR players, I don't think that many of them live in Wallingford exactly, right? Fotai similar, right? You got people in and around Nashua, like very very around there. I think David lives there around. I think Tori lives there now. Granted, she doesn't really go to Fotai like that. Um, Nick is like right around Nashua. So like it's really what it is how many people live, how many strong players live in the city is a big draw, and it convinces folks to go there. So it's tough. And this is where I think like if places like One Up want to get more entrants, for example, you got to really start building the southern mass scene, or even further, right? Because back in the day, it was stacked because like Max Power was this big kind of entity at the time. It was kind of like HC, like MP was something you see even Alex Future Shock wear that tag. So it was very similar, and it was built from that, and that's why One Up was very very popular, you know. So I think you got to try and build the scene in your city, get the people that are strong around there, and go from there. That's kind of my best advice on why NGP works in general. But also, dude, at the end of the day, it's a local in a big city, in one of the biggest cities in the world. It's going to do pretty well, right? Do you think there are ever too many locals? Like there are new locals that died a lot because of lack of attendance, because of competition with existing locals. So yes, I think there can be too many locals, but like let's go through, right? New England. So I want to spend like another 5 minutes on this and probably end the stream because we're gonna go a little long. But this is a really interesting conversation, so it's helpful to have. So let's go through the locals, right? Monday. So Bumps was on Monday. We can just I know that they're moving to Sunday, but let's just kind of sit on that, right? So Bumps was on Monday. Nothing else was on Monday ever since Free Play Worcester moved, right? So Monday works very well for something like Bumps because no one's going to go like all the other players, but also it's in Southern Maine, so you're not going to see those folks really go to tournaments outside of Southern Maine like that. Maybe Fotai, but that's on Friday. So it actually Monday works very well. I honestly think that like if we wanted to, if Rhode Island wanted to have a local, it shouldn't have been on Tuesday, Monday, in my opinion, because you're competing with Bumps, right? It's not a big deal. Now you got Mayflash Mondays, which is unfortunate, like in terms of scheduling. But at the same time, I think like Talia would understand if like less people going to Mayflash Mondays if they're going to the local, right? I think the idea. I mean, maybe Talia has a different perspective, but my perspective is like the idea of a local is that there's nothing really happening in New England Monday. Let me put on something, right? I think that's probably why she did it. And so like if a local wanted to be on Monday, it would take entrance away from that probably, but like it's still things that are happening on a Monday that wouldn't be happening normally, right? But so that's Monday. Tuesday's NGP, and that's the only local that was happening. There was free play talk, but like that doesn't happen anymore. So that was really competing with free play Taunton. And I really don't think that you put much else on Tuesdays. Like I think maybe if you're in Vermont, but if you're on New Hampshire, you can't do that. Obviously, Connecticut, you don't want to do that because you want to push people to go to NGP if you're in Connecticut. And then, yeah, I mean, we saw what happened with Rhode Island with free play. Like it really was tough, to have that, and it really can be. So I think Tuesday's hard. Wednesday, Wednesday we have one up and then B Dubs, right? And B Dubs is bi-weekly, so like it's not as big, and it also isn't always on. It really depends on what the mainers are feeling like. One up it's a great day for one up. Like it's gonna cover most of the people that didn't want to go to NGP on Tuesday because it's too far. You got to go into Boston, and it's gonna cover like the people who just end up living down there, don't have a car. Maybe they go to school like UMass Dartmouth or something. Like that's what I did, and a lot of folks that I know did that. So, and it doesn't really compete with B Dubs because like who's going from Southern Maine to one of them? Not many people, right? So I think Wednesday's fine. Thursday, I do think that there is something to say about like Worcester, but like Worcester being there with like Retro Knights being there as the same day as Hawk. But at the same time, I guess it's not that bad. Let me just check. Like Worcester to Wallingford. Yeah, like it's an hour 30, so it's actually not bad at all. Actually, like I take that back. Like it's really not that bad. And it is they do have lower entrance. Like if you think about it, free play Worcester, right in like its heyday, like a year ago, that was like 2025 entrance. So I'm not sure what I mean. At the end of the day, it was a bar local, so like people were probably like drawn to that. I don't know like what the Worcester people think about that. But I don't think it's like conceptually bad to have it on the same day as Hog 'cause it's not really that not close by really. Um but I don't know. I don't know what the Worcester folks think about that. Hog normally it was like I said before like this recent dip, it really was going on like 15, 20 people. I think there is something to say about this we are not going to enough. I don't know. I don't know why Neriel's really not going to much out of school, so I'm not sure what. I think he just graduated, so I don't know. I don't know, maybe he's just busy with life stuff potentially. Tommy doesn't live here right now. He's in New York, obviously, because he's a student when he comes here. So he's back in New York, so you're not going to see Tommy here for Hog. Artie has not been entering Hog because he's been running it. So honestly, I don't blame Artie at all for that. I think that's totally fine. Tony doesn't really go to stuff. Unfortunately, I would love to see Tony go to Hog, but I'm sure he just doesn't want to play some of the mid-tier matchups potentially, like I don't know, Game Watch or something like that. But Tony doesn't live that far from Wallingford, and I think Eddie lives in Wallingford. Now that I think about it, so Eddie will go, but like I think Eddie will go only if he feels compelled to go, like if there's another strong player going, or like I know he told me that like Lottie asked him to go because Lottie wanted to play him, so he went. But I think normally he's not really going to go because it's not like the most stacked local. That's the thing. Like it all compiles, right? The fewer strong players that go, the more other strong players are not going to want to go, right? But I'm sure Eddie would go if Tony was going, if Arn was going, if Tommy and Nero were going. Like I'm sure he would want to go. I'm sure. So I don't know, but at the same time, you got to kind of build it, right? Like build it, and people will come. That's what people say, right? Like so, it's like you just gotta go anyway, even if it's not the most stacked. I think Eddie should go if he can and is available to go, but it is what it is. And then the other folks on the PR, I don't know where Spades is. I'm not sure, but you do have to start somewhere. Yeah, like you gotta start somewhere. You gotta go, and then people will go, right? Like Noah goes to NGP every week. It doesn't matter like really who's going. He's not going if it's not like he's not going if Tori's not going, right? It's not like he's not going if I'm not going. He's going anyway. I mean, he goes to Scopefest. He just loves like at the end of the day, Noah just loves Melee like that enough to go. As much as he might say that he hates the game or whatever, he's going to event. And like at the end of the day, you know if you're someone like me or a player that doesn't usually hasn't been going to locals recently, you'll know okay, if I want to go to NGP, like Noah will be there for sure, guaranteed. I want to go play Noah, so I'll go. So like and that's why I think like that's what you got to do. You gotta just if you're a strong player in these areas, you just got to go anyway because it will convince others to go, and then slowly it will build back up. But it's hard to do that. You got to see value in the local. You have to, and that's hard. Like it's not always immediately obvious for a stronger player necessarily. Maybe they're not. It's not in their mind realm. So hopefully discussions like these will push folks to start thinking about it more. But it's a great question. It's a great question. With that being said, I think we are at the end of the road here, y'all. End of the road for the episode 2 of the mini podcast. Talked about a bunch of stuff here. Again, I want to try and do these weekly. There's always stuff going on, stuff to talk about. People have takes to talk about, and we might as well do a stream. Again, I have time until I go to law school, so gonna try and do these more often. But thank you so much, y'all, for the support. Thanks for coming through, watching, and long live New England, love New England, and go to Newgate Plus, go to Mass Madness, go to your local support roots, go vote in the sticker showdown if you haven't already, and have a good rest of y'all's night. I guess we might as well raid. Actually, who are we gonna raid? What's the move here? Who's streaming? Who's streaming? Streaming. No New Englander. Tough. Axe is streaming. Hog. Okay. Oh, Isaac. Isaac streaming. Oh, we'll rate Isaac. Let's do that. Twitch.tv. Bear with me all while I raid Isaac's stream. All right. Thanks for watching, y'all. Seriously appreciate all the support. Appreciate y'all tuning in. And I'll see y'all on the flip side. Wait, again, did you talk about Pride? I did talk about Pride. Bye, y'all.